I accidentally did this thing where I talked about Beyonce and I forgot to like talk about Beyonce as like, someone who is an expert collaborator that works as part of an entire team that helps Beyonce be Beyonce. And I'm not saying that Beyonce isn't like an incredible musician, but I also want to dispel this myth of like a solitary genius in music making. Because I think one of the most incredible things about Beyonce is that she works as a composer and executive producer, which means she wrangles everything together to get the ball rolling. So when I was talking about Sweet Honey Bucket and how incredible that sampling was, especially the transformative sampling, Beyonce doesn't do that by herself. She has a whole team of producers that help her idea come to life. I feel like the process for Beyonce making an album kind of looks like this, where we have B waking up 3 hours into her mandatory vacation and deciding that she has another big idea for an album. And then from here, we have Blue Ivy, her actual manager, walking past Beyonce's bedroom door and being like, oh, brother, here we go again. Sean, please come listen to this woman. And then Jay-Z comes over and he's like, Blue, I told you a dozen times, I don't care if you're the manager, you need to call me dad. But sure, let me listen. And then Beyonce's like, I have this incredible idea about a country album that marries a bunch of different subgenres together and explains to people the black ass roots of country music, and we're gonna mix it with sounds from around the world. And Jay's like, wow, that's so crazy how you're only 3 hours into this mandatory vacation and you already got another big ass idea. But sure, I'll call Pharrell. So he calls Pharrell, that's Pharrell, and Pharrell's like, what? B needs another beat? Sure. And he cracks open his MacBook with the hard drive that has all these beats on it, and he starts siphoning through. And then meanwhile, he's on the phone with Beyonce, and Beyonce's like, here's what I want this album to sound like. Here's what I want this album to do. And because these two have such a long working relationship together at this point, he starts sourcing shit. Now, on Sweet Honey Bucket in particular, there really are only two production credits. It was Pharrell and Beyonce. But I think based on their working relationship, Pharrell's probably the one that found that sample and had the idea to make it a transformative sample. And Beyonce had everything to do with like the composition of that track and probably also fine-tuning the final bits of it. Beyonce is also a vocal producer, and I'm pretty sure she's probably dabbled in production enough after a very storied career in the industry to where she's making like final edits where like, maybe we should pitch the sample like this so it sounds better with the vocals that I put on this track. It sounds better with what Shabuzi's doing. But yeah, Beyonce is as much, like she's an incredible musician, like fantastic, like unparalleled musician, but also Beyonce is a team effort.